Hello. This is Gail, the legacy lady, again. Um, so let's see. What do I want to talk about? I know this. Hold on. Oh my gosh, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm so sorry. Um, okay, so the next part of this is talking about focusing on the kids. So figuring out how to get people talking in your life in situations that are potentially socially awkward. I don't really want to be here. Think family dinners, the annoying holiday parties that you're, at some point gonna have to go to. Okay, because that's just what happens when we get to this time of year. So we're gonna do a little show and tell again. So let's see. Hang on. Sharing screen. Sharing screen. Da da da. Da, 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 some singing. Okay, so we have this thing I created called Legacy Hunt, and it's totally designed for your small humans, and it walks them through a fun, engaging storytelling conversation to help them engage with their grandmother, their aunt, their uncle, whoever is at the family dinner, basically. So instead of your small humans or the small humans you love at the family gathering, because you're the cool aunt or you're the cool uncle or you're the grandparent that's like, oh my gosh, I love my grandkids, but they're a little crazy when we get to 8, 9 o'clock. And the parents want to hang out and we want to facilitate, and at the holidays we want to have people being able to stay and be together, and Legacy Hunt can help you do that. And it's not just for kids. So it's geared towards kids. The questions are fun. I wanted to target or have not target. Oh my gosh, that was such a bad word. But focus on kids 6 to 12 and what kind of questions would they want to ask. Spoiler alert, I totally asked my kids. So my kids had input on which questions we included. One of them has to do with if you had a nickname as a kid. And then the follow-up questions. So this is beginning reporting, beginning interviewing skills of so what was your favorite nickname? And then follow-up questions were, how did you get that nickname? Who gave it to you? Was it funny? Do you like it now? Do you still use it? And it walks them through a little bit of that, which is, totally fun and exciting. At least I think it's fun and exciting. I'm sure someone out there thinks I'm crazy, but that's okay. So moving on, before I completely derail myself, let's see. I wanted to grab the link because, that's what we do. Where did it go? Interesting. Okay. What I thought I have, I don't have, which is totally grand. It's all good. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this crazy long email or long link. Good luck looking at that link. Have fun with that. And yeah, so that'll take you to this page, and it'll tell you there's a cute little video. I tell you about the Legacy Hunt and what to expect. But that is Legacy Hunt, so it's fun, engaging questions that kids can use or other humans can use to start engaging storytelling conversations at anywhere, basically. It is set up like a scavenger hunt. There's a worksheet included, and then there's also parental unit instructions or guardian instructions. So it is a whole package. Other things I wanted to share are how to start conversations at family dinners. So in this article, I go through fun conversation starters that no one expects. A few of them are, What's your favorite joke? Jokes are a big thing around my house. Or a really big, we like riddles and knock-knock jokes and, really terrible dad jokes. So if you are into jokes, I think it's fun to ask people what their favorite joke is. And then the follow-up questions are why and who told it to you? The embarrassing nickname, question, and then a question that I love asking people, absolutely love asking people, is what do you want to be when you grow up? And it doesn't matter how old they are. So I love asking this question to people of all ages because A, it totally freaks people out and they have to think and they're not expecting it. And it's so much easier to answer the how are you question. But when Gail pops up and she goes, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? They sort of sit there and have to go, oh, wait, did I grow up already? I'm not sure. Oh, wait, I want to do this. So then follow-up questions for that are, did you always want to be that? And who inspired you to choose it? So I think those kinds of conversations are really cool. Starting with, from a methodology standpoint, starting with a question that is potentially easy for them to answer, maybe a yes no question, but definitely something they can answer in like 1 to 2 words. And then the follow-up questions usually want to try for questions that are going to encourage them to answer in full sentences and really not challenge, but let the person know that you are being intentional about what you're asking and that it really matters to you what their response is. So, um, once you get through those, there's other follow-up questions you can ask. So other follow-up questions to ask to those are, how did that make you feel? How do you feel about that moment now? And did you change anything in your life because of that moment? Those are what I like to call the digging deeper questions. And if you when you buy the book, not if, when you buy the book, and read the book, you'll understand why those are so important. It's also in the digital course that's available. So then I go on to tell you about, now that you have them talking, what do you do now? And I give you all sorts of information about what to do now. And the last piece that I wanted to share is an article I wrote a little while ago on 10 ways to up your storytelling game. So this is a fun list of things that I um fun things to fun ways to up your storytelling game. Sorry, I completely got sidetracked. Okay. So 10 ways to up your storytelling game. Spoiler alert, read more. Not complicated, but we become better storytellers, better writers, and better readers when we read more. And that's just that simple. Research before you tell. So my suggestion is that before you actually jump in and start using something, is doing research. And before you start telling a story, do some research. And knowing a little bit about a person before you go talk to them can help you build rapport. It shows them that you care. It shows them that you've spent time learning about them before you even talk to them. And that is a wonderful way to do that. And I go on to tell you what to do more about that. Oh boy, hold on. This is what happens when you live stream. And okay, research before you tell is where we were. Let's see. Listen to other storytellers. That is a little bit like number 1, but is important because it gives you a different perspective. So it's kind of what we do when we go to events, when we go to talks, we're listening to other people and how they're doing things, and then and hearing different perspectives of the same event, the same moment in time. And that can help you tell a better story and tell a more, I like to use the word robust, but robust and deeper, dynamic. It just adds more dimensions to it. So multi-dimensional stories rather than one perspective. And in my experience and in my opinion, that gives you an opportunity to create a better storytelling experience for the person you're interviewing, and also for the person who will ultimately read, listen to, or consume the stories you create. Improv. Oh my goodness, improv. So improv is one of those things. The Improv is one of those things that never go away. So it's a huge part of storytelling, and it gives you a chance to just bounce things off with other people. If you do group improv, it's a really great way. I'll have to round up a resource list of wonderful groups and people that are doing epic things with improv. I know that I feel like I'm hearing a lot more about improv and using that in your storytelling and in your business, and how you work with clients and stuff. And I think it's a great way to help you engage with your family, and it gives you a chance to if you treat a conversation with a family member that maybe we all there's always someone that's hard to talk to. All right, it's just the way it is in our family. And sometimes we can use improv to help us either get through that conversation, start the conversation, or have the conversation in a way where the person feels loved and cared for, while you still get to keep your boundaries. I think improv is a great way to be able to do that. So revisit old material. The old material isn't necessarily that you have lots of things written down. Okay, first and foremost, this could be scrapbooks. This could be scrapbooks your mom made, your grandmother made, your wedding album, the baby book you started but never finished. Hi. And those are prime sources to start creating a multidimensional storytelling experience. Other things that can be included are love letters, cards from your parents, like when you were at summer camp, and recipes. And those are all sources. And it can help you remember things you didn't remember before and potentially have a new perspective. I had to include Pinterest because Pinterest just has, really great resources. So in addition to the legacy recorder boards on Pinterest, there's tons of information just on writing and storytelling and character development. And with character development, the reason I use that phrase is that the people in our lives and the people that we include in our stories, and that our storytellers include in their stories, I refer to them as characters in the worksheets and fill in the blanks. I made fill in the blank narratives. If I didn't tell you that, it's pretty amazing. Think Mad Libs, but for your story. So they're totally fun. You can only get access to those if you buy the book and say yes to getting a few emails from me. So so Pinterest, using that to up your storytelling game. Dialogue. So dialogue is one of those things that for many writers, just, writers in general, it's really hard to write dialogue. It's people forget to include it in their books, in their fiction books. And I think it is a neat way to, again, add another dimension to your storytelling, is including the dialogue. You can absolutely paraphrase and say, oh, well, so-and-so, this is kind of what I remember they said. But if you had not that you needed to have everything exact, but writing the story in such a way that there's some dialogue in there is a really cool way to break things up. And I give some suggestions on what that could look like for you. The next way to up your storytelling game is to write more. Spoiler alert. It's like practice, just like if we're learning an instrument, if we are learning to cook, writing more will help you be a better storyteller practicing your craft. Knowing yourself, getting to know yourself, how you write, how you like to work, is going to completely change your storytelling game. If you're not sure what kind of writer you are yet, it's just you just got to jump in. I would definitely suggest reading this article and getting a jump start. Sharing your story, sharing your own story is a great way to up your storytelling game, because every time you tell your story, every time you share a piece of yourself, usually we remember something different. We remember a different perspective. We remember an emotion that we didn't acknowledge before. And I believe that it helps us process things in a way that we couldn't necessarily before, because when we have distance from events and things, that can change how we interact with those things. So that is 10 ways to up your storytelling game. I found all of these articles by searching for the word dinner on my website. So if you are if you're not sure how to start a conversation, you're not sure about a specific thing, there's chances are I've probably written about it. You can type music and a whole bunch of stuff will come up. You can type travel, and I've written articles on how to write about that. So those are, that's the thing. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I will see you again soon.